organization that was started with the idea to help people age in community. And we first talked about it in terms of long-term care. We thought everybody should have the right to long-term care, but nobody really knew what we were talking about. They thought we meant nursing homes. And so the more we thought about it, we realized it wasn't really that. It's that we wanted people to be able to age in their own homes and communities with a community of support around them, and that we needed to do what we could to make that possible. And that, you know, if you think about your own life and your friends, about 20% of what people need to be able to stay in their home comes from formal services, from a skilled nursing, from a home health aide, from a home care worker, from a case manager, but about 80% comes from friends and family, people in the church or congregation, your union retiree brothers and sisters, people who've been a part of your life. So we're really about trying to figure out how to strengthen that 80%, get better information out there, and we do that through some workshops that we call Connections for Healthy Aging. Now, what you're going to get today is 1 hour version of what we usually do in 12 hours, plus some extra stuff. And so we'll try not to talk too fast, and we do want to have time for questions. So we'll do our best when there are questions to repeat them, so it may slow things a little bit, but we know it's hard to hear in this room, so we're going to do better with this workshop than we did an hour and a half ago, right? We're going to try. So I'm Marie Jobling, and my colleagues here are?
I'm Linda Silver, and I was in need of help, and Community Living Campaign was part of my support. And so I then became part of Community Living Campaign as part of my giving back.
My name is Marcia Peterzell, and I'm the elder of the three of us. I'm the one who's going to be a great-grandmother at the end of October, which is very exciting.
Yay! Go Scorpio!
Don't remind me. And I'm delighted to be here. I've been working with Marie for about 7 years. I first started out as a peer advocate. I learned a lot shepherding my mother for 14 years from the time she was 84 to 98 to doctors. So I learned a lot. So I used to be a youth worker, and guess where my heart is now.
So we're the part of the team that does these workshops back home. Let me tell you what we're going to try to accomplish today. So it's up on the wall here. I don't know if you could really see it. But we wanted to start by talking a little bit about empowerment. Now we know that folks in this room were just over there and are really active on political issues back in their union, back in their congregation, back where you need activism and you need people who are willing to stand up and be counted. But we're going to talk about how that translates into your personal life a little bit. We're going to talk about a couple of the important papers that everybody should have and have done. Not just have them, but have them finished and have them in a place where they can be found in an emergency. We'll talk a little bit about a hospital stay, because often that's where the rubber meets the road, and people who haven't done some of this groundwork really wish that they had. And lastly, we're going to talk a little bit about how we bring this all home, what we can do both today and after today to be sure that we're able to have our choices known, that we have people follow our wishes, and that we're able to help our communities age in community. Okay, so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Marcia to get us started. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. So we've discovered that as we talk about these papers, people tend to not really want to talk about it, but they're in the workshop, and so they think, well, I'll fill it out later. So we after doing this for a year, we've realized that if we added a drawing, somehow people could let go of the idea that this was about death and disability and awful things. And it was really around filling out the piece of paper to get a coupon and a ticket for the Walgreens certificate. And I don't know why it works, but it works. So at the end of this session, in between, feel free to fill out either or both of these forms, and we'll have a drawing at the end. And there was a very happy winner at the last one, and I think about 2/3 of the people in the workshop filled it out. Now they're going to tell you what we're talking about in terms of these papers. So